welcome to Stacey D's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make the best ever marshmallow recipe using giant buttons. Put 40 grams of beef gelatine into a bowl, and on top of that you want to pour 150 ml of cold water. We're going to gently stir this, and then we're going to leave the gelatine to bloom. Basically means it's going to expand, it's going to set. Okay, we'll leave that over there until later. Now, in a heavy-based pan, I have already put 100 grams of glucose syrup. It's in there already. On top of that, I'm going to put 500 grams of granulated sugar. And 100 ml of water. Then put the hob on to a medium-high temperature. You need to stir in the glucose syrup, water and sugar until it's nicely combined. And then we're going to put on the lid. Now put your lid on and set your timer for 5 minutes. The reason the lid is on is so that when the sugar syrup starts boiling, it will self-clean the sides, and all the sugar that has been stuck to the sides will come off, and there won't be any crystallization in your pan. Now at our stand mixer, you want to put in 150 grams of room temperature egg whites. It's probably around 4 eggs. And 1 tablespoon or 15 grams of granulated sugar. And half a teaspoon of cream of tartar. Make sure you've got the whisk attachment and start the speed on slow. Whilst this is boiling for 5 minutes, this is going to be going round at this kind of speed so that the egg whites stay at their foamy stage. We don't want them to puff up too much, we just want them to stay at their foamy stage. Very nice in their foamy stage. Okay, let's have a little look. Beautiful. The sugar is boiling away beautifully now. We need to get this up to 130 degrees, and then it's ready to pour into the egg whites. I think it's going to take another 2 minutes to get the sugar up to 130 degrees. It's already been in for 5 minutes, approximately 7, maybe 8 minutes to get to 130 degrees. And keep your eggs going like that the whole time. Okay, it's at 127 degrees, 128 degrees, 129 degrees. Oh, 130, 130. As soon as it reaches 130, take it off of the heat. Now it's time to pour it very carefully into your egg whites at the same time as turning the speed up. As soon as your egg whites and sugar syrup are in at high speed, it's now time to come back to your pan, get your gelatine and put it into the saucepan. And you do not want the gelatine to boil. It's very important it doesn't boil, but what you need to do is mix it so it dissolves into a liquid. If you need to take the heat up a little bit again, if you need to put on the hob, that's fine. The first bit is always done by the heat of the pan, and then sometimes the last bit just needs a little bit of help. So I've just put it on a low heat just to dissolve the rest of the gelatine. And as soon as that's dissolved, it's time to put in your vanilla. I'm putting in 1 tablespoon of vanilla bean paste. And stirring that in. And now it's time to pour it into the stand mixer. Once it's been poured in, take the speed back to high and just leave it for 8 minutes. Oh, that's better. Nice and quiet. After about 8 minutes, it's time to turn off your stand mixer and pour in your buttons. Wow. Now just very slowly mix it in. Right, that's it. With this particular recipe, the marshmallow will still be warm when you're finished. That's absolutely fine. You're pouring it into your pan and putting it in the fridge to set. So, that is ridiculous. You can place the buttons so well. This one has buttons in it, but I have done marshmallows with Oreos in it, Mars bar, M&Ms, alcohol, you name it. This is just the most perfect recipe for marshmallows that you will ever find. I would absolutely love to see your creations, so if you do decide to make this marshmallow or any of my other recipes, please do tag me on Instagram so I can see. Okay, we're just smoothing over a little bit. It sets very fast. Take a piece of baking parchment and some spray oil, spray it on the top. Now you just want to pop that on the top of your marshmallow and just ease it down. Like that. And now you put this in the fridge for about 2 hours and it's ready to cut. Now you want to take off the parchment, peel it off. Don't worry, you don't have to be careful with it. It's not going to rip or anything. And turn the marshmallow out onto the board. Now I'm going to peel off the back. In this bowl, I've sifted together 1 cup of corn flour and 1 cup of icing sugar and mixed it. And that's what you're going to put your marshmallows in once you cut them. Cut down here. Oh, there's some nice big chunky bits of buttons here, look. So I'm just going to cut it all the way along. Oh yes, can't wait to taste this. Children absolutely adore these. Obviously, if you decide to do it with alcohol, then perhaps you don't give it to the children, that's up to you. But they're very, very delicious if you put Baileys in. Instead of the vanilla, when it's adding vanilla time, Baileys in instead. Really yums. They are sticky at the moment, very, but that's the nature of marshmallows. As soon as you put them in the sugar and the corn flour, they won't be sticky anymore. Marshmallows are a bit of a floury mess, but you know what? You don't need to make it a mess. You can do it a bit more gently than me, but that's how I do it. That's how I roll. Pop them in. Oh, I'm gonna get my hands on that one. Oh. Some children will be really happy they'll have loads of buttons, other ones will have hardly any buttons. After you put them in the icing sugar combo, you want to shake them off like that, shake all the icing sugar off and pop them in the bowl. And this way they won't stick together. I just love making marshmallows, it's brilliant. And there we have it, bouncy, pillowy marshmallow goodness with buttons. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, then please click the subscribe button. Bye.